They told me to keep my head down, clean his mansion, and stay invisible. But the day I spilled coffee on a billionaire's Italian suit, everything changed. He didn't fire me. He looked at me like I was the first real thing he'd seen in years. This is my story. Hey, beautiful souls. Before we dive into this story, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because you do not want to miss what happens next. Drop a heart in the comments if you believe in real love that breaks all the rules. Now, let me take you back to where it all began. My name is Tasha Williams, and 3 years ago, I was barely surviving. I'm talking 3 jobs, rotating which bill to pay each month, and praying my beat up Honda would start every morning. I had my baby girl, Melody, who was 5 at the time, and I was doing everything I could to give her the life she deserved. Her father, gone before she even said her first word, so it was just me and her against the world. When Thompson Elite Cleaning Services offered me a position cleaning luxury penthouses, I jumped at it. The pay was almost double what I was making scrubbing office buildings at night. They assigned me to this massive penthouse in downtown, the kind of place you see in magazines and think, nobody actually lives like this. The client's name was Christopher Bennett, real estate billionaire, 32 years old, and according to my supervisor, very particular about his space. That first day, my hands were shaking as I unlocked his door with the key code they gave me. The penthouse was massive, all floor to ceiling windows overlooking the city, marble everything, and furniture that probably cost more than I'd make in 5 years. But here's the thing that struck me: it felt empty, like a fancy hotel room. No photos, no personal touches, nothing that said a real person lived there. Just cold perfection. I was in my zone cleaning his kitchen when I heard footsteps. My supervisor told me he was never home during cleaning days. But there he was. Tall, sharp jawline, ice blue eyes that could cut through steel, wearing a suit that probably cost more than my rent. I panicked. I turned too fast, and the coffee I'd made myself went flying, right onto his pristine white shirt and navy suit jacket. I froze. This was it. I was getting fired on day one. I'd lose this income, disappoint my baby girl, fall further behind. But Christopher Bennett didn't yell. He didn't even look angry. He just looked down at his ruined suit, then up at me, and something flickered in those cold eyes. Something almost like amusement. "I'm so sorry, Mr. Bennett. I'll pay for the dry cleaning. I was fumbling, grabbing paper towels, my voice shaking. He held up a hand. "It's fine. These things happen." Then he did something that shocked me. He smiled. A real smile that reached his eyes. "What's your name?" "Tasha, sir." "Tasha." He said it slow, like he was tasting the word. "I'm Christopher. Just Christopher." He grabbed a towel and started dabbing at his shirt. "You make good coffee, by the way. I could smell it from the hallway." That was my first conversation with the man who would turn my entire world upside down. After that day, things got strange. Christopher started being home when I cleaned. Not hovering, but present. He'd work from his home office with the door open or right in the living room. And he'd talk to me. At first, it was small things. "How's your day?" "That's a nice song you're humming." But then the conversations got longer, deeper. He asked about my life, about Melody, about what I wanted for my future. Most people who hired cleaners looked right through us like we were furniture. But Christopher, he saw me, really saw me. And Lord help me, those ice blue eyes had a way of making my heart do things I knew it shouldn't. My girls warned me, "Tasha girl, that's trouble with a capital T. Billionaires don't fall for maids. This ain't no fairy tale." And I knew they were right. I kept my distance. Professional, polite, but distant. Still, I couldn't ignore the way my breath caught when he walked into a room. The way electricity seemed to crackle in the air between us. Then everything changed the day Melody got sick. It was bad. High fever, couldn't stop crying. I couldn't afford to miss work, couldn't afford the emergency room copay, and my babysitter had canceled last minute. I had no choice. I brought my sick baby to work, praying Christopher wouldn't be there. Of course he was. I expected him to be upset. Instead, he knelt down to Melody's level, his expensive suit touching my daughter's tear-stained face, and spoke to her so gently. Hey there, beautiful girl. You're not feeling good, huh? He looked up at me. Tasha, take her to my guest room. Let her rest. Before I could protest, he was on his phone. 20 minutes later, a doctor arrived. An actual doctor, making a house call to check on my daughter. Mr. Bennett, I can't afford. You're not paying for anything. His voice was firm but kind. She's a child. She needs help. That doctor examined Melody, prescribed medication, and Christopher had it delivered within the hour. All paid for. When I tried to thank him, tried to figure out how I'd pay him back, he just shook his head. You don't owe me anything. I just want her to feel better. That's when I knew I was in trouble. Because this man wasn't just handsome or rich, he was kind. And kindness is dangerous when you've been hurt as much as I had. Late one night, about 2 months after I started working for him, I was finishing up in his living room. Christopher was sitting by the window with a glass of whiskey, staring out at the city lights. Something about him looked so broken, so lonely. Before I could stop myself, I asked, Are you okay? He turned to me, surprised. Then his face crumbled just a little. You want the truth? I don't remember the last time someone asked me that and actually cared about the answer. I should have gone back to cleaning. Instead, I sat down. I'm asking, and I care. That night, Christopher told me everything. About parents who measured love in dollar signs, about growing up in boarding schools with nannies instead of hugs, about every woman he'd ever dated wanting his money, his connections, his status, but never wanting him. You know what's funny, Tasha? You're the only person in my life who looks at me like I'm just a man, not a bank account, not a business opportunity, just Christopher. I told him my story, too, about Melody's father who hit me until I finally found the courage to leave, about struggling to pay rent, to keep food on the table, to give my daughter a childhood that didn't feel like poverty. We cried together that night. Two people from completely different worlds, both so lonely we'd forgotten what real connection felt like. The kiss happened 3 weeks later. I was cleaning his library, and he walked in, catching my hand as I reached for a high shelf. The touch sent fire through my whole body. He pulled me close, his eyes searching mine. I can't stop thinking about you, Tasha. Tell me you feel this too. Tell me I'm not crazy. I knew I should walk away. This could cost me everything, my job, my reputation, my stability. But looking into his eyes, feeling his warmth, I couldn't lie. You're not crazy. When he kissed me, the whole world disappeared. It was just us. Just that moment. Just two hearts that had been broken and lonely, finding something real. We started seeing each other in secret. He'd pick me up in a regular car instead of his usual town car with a driver. We'd go to quiet restaurants outside the city where nobody knew his face. He wanted to take me to five-star places, buy me designer clothes, pay my rent. I refused all of it. Christopher, I need to stand on my own feet. I need to know you want me, not some version of me you can dress up and show off. He struggled with that at first. He was used to solving problems with money, but slowly he understood. Our dates became simpler. Walks in the park, cooking dinner together in his kitchen, him reading bedtime stories to Melody, making her laugh with silly voices. Those moments, those were worth more than all his billions. I was falling in love. Real, deep, terrifying love. And I could see it in his eyes. He was falling too. But fairy tales don't exist in the real world. And reality came crashing down the day his mother showed up at my apartment. Helen Bennett. Ice cold, dripping in diamonds, with a smile that could freeze hell. She didn't even ask to come in. Just walked past me like she owned the place. You must be Tasha, Christopher's little distraction. My blood went cold. Excuse me? She pulled out her checkbook. Actually wrote a check right there in my tiny living room. $100,000. Take it. Disappear from my son's life. You're a phase, a rebellion, and you're embarrassing our family. I looked at that check. That amount of money could change everything for me and Melody. Pay off debt, get a better apartment, give my daughter opportunities. but taking it would mean selling my dignity, selling what Christopher and I had. Get out of my home. Helen's smile turned vicious. You think you're special? Girls like you are everywhere. He'll get bored. And when he does, you'll have nothing. No job, no reference, and everyone in this industry will know you tried to seduce a client. She leaned close. Take the money, or I'll destroy you. After she left, I sat on my floor and cried. Because she was right about one thing. Christopher existed in a world that would never accept me. His family, his friends, his business partners. They'd always see me as the maid who got above herself. When Christopher came by that evening, I told him everything. I watched his face go from shock to rage. She had no right. Tasha, I'll handle her. I'll make this right. But I was tired. So tired of fighting. Christopher, you need to choose. Your world or me. Because I can't live in between. Your mother will always be your mother. Your world will always be your world. And I'll always be the girl who used to clean your floors. He opened his mouth, then closed it. The silence stretched between us like a canyon. That silence told me everything I needed to know. I quit my job the next day, blocked his number, deleted every photo. For 3 weeks, I cried myself to sleep every night, Melody patting my hair and saying, "It's okay, Mama. We're okay." But we weren't okay. I wasn't okay. I'd tasted real love, and losing it felt like losing oxygen. Melody's 6th birthday was coming up. I'd planned a small party at our community center, nothing fancy, but filled with love. The day of the party, I was setting up decorations when I heard gasps from the other parents. I turned around. Christopher was walking through the door, arms full of presents. Looking nervous in jeans and a regular shirt, not his usual designer suits. Every eye in that room was on us. He walked straight to me. Tasha, I know I messed up. I know I hurt you, but I need you to hear this. He raised his voice so everyone could hear. I don't care who knows. I don't care what anyone thinks. I choose you. I choose Melody. I choose us. My heart was pounding. Christopher? I cut ties with my trust fund. Started my own company from scratch. No family money, no family name. It's small right now, but it's mine. I did it to prove to myself that I can build something real. His eyes were wet. I don't want to buy your love, Tasha. I want to earn it. I want to be worthy of you and your daughter. Please, give me a chance to prove it. He got down on one knee right there in that community center, with cheap streamers hanging above us and kids running around. I'm not asking you to marry me. Not yet. I'm asking for a chance. A real chance. Let me show you that I'm serious. That we're serious. Melody ran up and hugged his neck. Mama, he makes you smile. I like when you smile. That broke me. All my walls, all my fear, all my protection, it crumbled. Because this man had walked away from everything comfortable to prove he loved me. Not with money, with sacrifice, with humility, with choice. Okay, I whispered. Okay, let's try. That was 2 years ago. We're married now, and Christopher legally adopted Melody. She calls him Daddy, and watching them together still makes me cry happy tears. I started my own cleaning business, but this time, I'm the boss. Christopher helped me with the business plan, but every dollar I earned was mine. We're partners, equal partners. His mother. Eventually, she came around. When she saw that Christopher was truly happy, that I wasn't going anywhere, and that Melody had her son's whole heart, something softened in her. It's not perfect. Some of his old friends still look at me sideways. Some people still whisper. But we face it together. People ask me all the time if it's hard being married to someone who came from so much when I came from so little. The truth, we both came from lonely. We both came from broken. And we built something beautiful from those pieces. Love isn't about where you start. It's not about bank accounts or social status or what people think. Real love is about choosing each other every single day. It's about building something together that's bigger than both of you. It's about seeing someone's soul and saying, yes, you, always you. So that's my story, family. From cleaning his floors to sharing his life. But more importantly, building our own life together. If this story touched your heart, smash that like button, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and comment below.